We're back.
Oh my god, Hamlet! I just saw a fucking vampire!
We might see a vampire sooner or later. Let me check real quick. Because I believe that Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor introduced a vampire. When was Kudlak first introduced? I don't think this is in chronological order. But yeah, Kudlak is in this game. So we might see Kudlak. Hey, Spunk. Shin Megami Tensei is the series that Persona span off from. Hello, Clem. Thank you for the resub. 43 months. Is it worth it? Quite warm today. But yeah, Shin Megami Tensei is the original series that Persona span off from. Began in 1992 with the original Shin Megami Tensei, which itself was something of a successor to Megami Tensei Digital Devil Story, which was based on a series of novels by, I believe the author's name was Aya Nitan. Aya Nishitani. There you go. Shin Megami Tensei began with Shin Megami Tensei on the Super Famicom in 1992. From there was the sequel, Shin Megami Tensei 2. And the spin-off, Shin Megami Tensei If. Now, Shin Megami Tensei If is a prototypical precursor to Persona. You play as a high school student, primarily in a school setting. The original Persona, which was released on PlayStation in the US as Revelations Persona, back when Atlus was trying to localize the wider Shin Megami Tensei as Revelations, which they only did with 2 games. Followed on from that and has a few references to it, but is mostly unconnected. That was followed by Persona 2 Innocent Sin, which is a duology, which was followed by Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Persona 2 Innocent Sin did not get a Western release until its PSP remake. The sequel, Eternal Punishment, did. Now, almost 10 years later, Atlus comes back with Persona 3. And Persona 3 is the beginning of what modern players understand Persona to be. And then from there, Persona 3 FES, Persona 4, Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Persona Q, Persona 5. Yeah, Persona 5 is everywhere. Persona 4 is quite broad, and so is 3, thanks largely to the remake. But Shin Megami Tensei, it's like the series that it span out from, is primarily a dungeon crawler. This was my first real Shin Megami Tensei game, way back in the distant past of 2009. What are you guys doing? Nope, I understand Demon Fusion just fine. I don't know if I'd recommend mainline Shin Megami Tensei to just anybody. You've got to have a willingness for failure. A willingness to retry. Excellent, good work, Clem. In for the summer, excellent. Summertime, Clem. Clem's summer RPGs. Clem plays Chrono Cross. You think the game's too loud? Nobody's said that. This is session 3. So if you guys haven't been telling me that the game's too loud, I'm really disappointed in all of you. Is the filter still on? Compressing. Compressor is on. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. What's Clem gonna play for the summer? Is it with life? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Spunk. Yeah, I don't know if I would recommend mainline SMT series to just anybody. Though the Nocturne HD remaster is available on everything except Xbox. And it's not necessarily a bad place to start. And Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is on pretty much everything now. Though I can't really give that a recommendation because I've not played it. I still haven't done much of SMT5. You gotta learn to like dungeon crawling. At its core, Shin Megami Tensei is dungeon crawling. What is Clem gonna stream for the summer? Summertime, Clem. Summertime. I get that. You gotta find that space again of where like streaming is chill. Super Monkey Ball. Clem's gonna stream Super Monkey Ball. Those won't be chill streams. Everybody's out there working 9 to 5. And then a good friend streams, and you're like, I'll watch that. You bastard. How dare you watch other people's streams? Are you ready to see this supposed red light district? Did I do all my setup? I forget if I did all my setup last time. I did, because I remember making the whole thing. And I remember making the joke, a new sector means only one thing. Invasion. And as expected, nobody got the Star Wars Episode 1 reference. And it's over, and like, I need to eat, and I eat, and he's like, oh, I should wind down with some cyberpunk. People see your artifact psychopath. Clem, let me tell you something. Like, here's my hand. It's now on your shoulder. Let me tell you something. I'll be when I stream Cyberpunk, which will probably happen sooner or later. I'm gonna stream it the same way I played it, which means if anybody survives our gunfights, I'm putting one in their head. There are no survivors. Hand on your shoulder. Thumb across your lips. Just run my thumb across the bottom lip. I'll give you a little smooch. Alright, let's get going. Did I talk to these guys? I did talk to these guys. They offered me quests. Let's go to Bootes. But no, like, seriously, when I was playing Cyberpunk, every now and then I would see that somebody was still breathing after a combat encounter, and, like, absolutely bullet to the head. It's the humane thing to do. It's like, this isn't... we're playing in a scenario where America has devolved so far into capitalism that the corporations are essentially like the ruling class. You better believe medical insurance is through the roof. I'm doing these people a favor by killing them so they don't have to pay the medical bills from the injuries I've caused. And actually, yeah. Isn't it fun when you indulge in your base pettiness? Yeah, I did the Cyber Psycho missions and did keep all of them alive. I did everything in Cyberpunk. The only things I had left to do were the NCPD assaults, which I was kind of digging at, but there's not a whole lot of interest there. Do them when you're watching the stream. Excellent. Let's go do the thing. Also, don't forget the new demon I got through Fusion. Can we get a close-up look at it? Look at that. Horrifying. Alright. You know what that is ahead of us? That's damage tiles. So you remember last time when I said I have a whole thing of getting all the tiles on the map? That means I'm going to be walking deliberately on damaged tiles to get them on the map. Yep. Yeah, I've got 2 chakra drops. Yeah, there we go. What did I get? 4,000 marker, nice. Alright, well, bye. Yeah, so that is damage tiles. Coincidentally, we also ran into an encounter the minute we stepped on them, but that was a coincidence. Gun! I'll use the one power demons don't have. A gun. Oh my god, they have guns. What were they? A harpy and Katakura. 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 Level up. No, you're not changing Magaru. Anyway. There we go. Yeah. I do appreciate, though, that the damage tiles are marked on the map, which is nice. What do we got? Revival core. Cool. I found a door. It's a weird looking door. Two harpies and a pig monster. Let's talk to the pig monster. Now, that is a weird fucking door.
Shocker!
Hello, pigman. Well, it said Deary, And now I can't help but think that this thing has a Mrs. Doubtfire voice. That's right, I am a young man. I want you to be my demon. Man, what a bitch. Hello, naked lady. It's okay that she's topless because she doesn't have nipples. If they don't have nipples, we don't have to make this an M-rated game. Let me check real quick if this is an M-rated game. I think it's T. Let me check my physical copy of it. Sure is convenient that I posted my entire physical collection on the Discord several years ago. There it is. Oh, it is rated M. Is my copy Canadian? Hmm. They could have nipples. Why don't they have nipples? And if you're busy, fuck off. I can't believe she said my dick is small. Yeah. Also, going through that set, like those pictures of my collection, you know what I own physically on the DS clip? Both of the DS Mario and Luigi RPGs. I think they're good enough to own physically. Maybe you should play them. Be my demon. Say, us standing here, I realize you were just like me. I don't know. I don't think Clint would be scared of a fully charged PSP, but a PSP with a spicy pillow, maybe? Welcome in, Flame. Hey, danger, no mind. Yeah. Man, these harpies are just bitches. Alright. You want to shoot? Here's my gun. Well, none of them did well. How you doing, Flame? That's right, it's me, Chrono. The records function. Records are like medals you earn for your accomplishments throughout the game. You can access them by selecting Log from the Demonica screen and then Records. There are no notifications if new records are achieved. This function is not required in any way to progress the game. It is strictly for Klim's enjoyment. I'm okay. Kind of warm still. Continuing my never-ending quest to get Klim to play the Mario and Luigi games. Klim hasn't asked me about my new shirt yet. He just left. The fuck? Alright, let's check the log. Records. What do we got? Earn 5% of accomplishments. It is a new shirt. Thank you for noticing. No, not you, Klim, the other guy. The guy we were talking to, he was talking to us, and then he just stopped talking to us and left. Let's see. 50 victories, cool. 10 gifts from demons, cool. 5 demon co-op attacks, cool. 20 demon co-op attacks. Dealt 1,000 points of damage in battle. Dealt 10,000 points. 10% of all demons analyzed. 20 former with former search. Basement floor 1 of Antlia has been fully explored. Item development 10% complete. App development 10%. 1,000 markers spent. Cool. Yeah, so this is a new shirt. You see that? Thank you. One day I'll play all the way through Soul Hackers. Ah, cool. This is Arthur calling Chrono. Excuse you, it's Big Chrono. Big Chrono. What do you mean, Flame? Oh, to Flame, you haven't commented on my shirt. You haven't commented on any of my new shirts, Flame. I'm disappointed. Launch the signal beacon. Big mecha. Harsh. Bum 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 bum. You know this is a one-way door. That was also a one-way door. God damn it. No, it was the guy we were talking to there. He's all like, hey, have you seen the records feature? I guess they knew we were going to be competitive, and then he just stops talking and won us off. You didn't like Soul Hackers? Yeah, Clem, as he does, twisted it to be about him. As he does with all things. That's not good. Try Boofu on you. Oh, good. Jack Frost and Lilith. Excellent. We found our first sexy demon for Clem. Do you think maybe, Flame, you're just not into old-style SMT? Alright, it's the door. Because, like, I can understand that. Old-style SMT is definitely an acquired taste. I don't know. Hawaiian shirts feel like they'd be kind of tacky on me. Oh. Besides, I like wearing shirts that appeal to me. You finished SMT 1 several times to get all the endings? Maybe. Maybe it's worth a replay. I don't know when I'm going to get to it for stream, but I will stream Soul Hackers. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. I do not apologize for this. Oh shit, tier 2 magic? It's such a good battle theme, right? Thank you. So I'm not using Pixie at the minute, so let's have Pixie heal us. Yeah. I feel like you could argue that a bunch of the... a bunch of the music in this game is repetitive. But I like the way a lot of it works. A lot of it feels really ominous and foreboding. And just generally unfriendly. And it's one thing I do really enjoy about the SMT series when I think it's done right. SMT is, like, really unfriendly to be a part of, I think. It's like one of my favourite things about Nocturne has always been the sense of isolation and the way it feels like you're alone against the world. Which I think Nocturne has more prominently than like any other SMT game. Because other SMT games, you have somebody with you almost all the time. Like SMT1, depending on your path that you choose, you're almost always going to have either War Hero, Chaos Hero, or Heroine. SMT2, much similar. Shin Megami Tensei If, you always have your partner with you. Persona is a party. Same with sort of like the entire Persona series. Soul Hackers, you always have. I can't remember what her name was. So that's by Nemissa, and you have Nemissa with you. And like with this, you have the crew of the Red Sprite. Digital Devil Saga, you have the Embryon with you. Nocturne, you have nobody, you're alone. Your friends are not with you. And in some cases, even if you join your friends, they're still against you. And it makes Nocturne kind of stand out to me as like the most oppressive SMT game. And it's whole atmosphere I really like. Damn it. Oh, do you guys want to talk? Alright, the last time an angel tried to do this with me, I think it was an archangel, and it was a trap. There you go. Cross it out. Alright, what about you? Who are you? I'm an adventurer. Good. Most vital? Luck is very important as a soldier. No, listen, pal. You can be the strongest, you can be the smartest, you can be the best of the best. Luck can bring you down. Alright, can we negotiate? Be my demon. Ah, shit. It's level 14, I'm level 12. No. Yeah. So, this guy's not going to join us. His level's too high. Okay. I can't believe he didn't even give us anything as, like, an apology for that. All that, and he's just like, well... fuck you. I hate demons sometimes. They're such bitches. That's another door. Alright, let's try talking to the pig again. Pig lady. Mrs. Pigfire. This is Stout Pig? This is Pigfire. Oh, just come to keep an old lady company. Wonderful. But you don't understand. You're still a young man, aren't you? That's not Scottish. I want something. Young girls are boring. You're an old one, dearie. You don't seem like your average young man. We'll brainwash them. Discussion. Excellent. Let's get this demon. Lifestone. Excellent. I'm gonna call you Mrs. Pigfire. Let's summon that one though. There we go. What skills does she have? Mudo and Dia. Hate Mudo. Yeah, you look me in the eyes and you tell me that Strange Journey is not a game that tells you it's going to be a problem. Honestly, as far as the speech goes, I'm really disappointed that I successfully negotiated with Principality, despite being a different alignment, only to realise that I was too low a level to form a contract with it. Like, that was genuinely disappointing. Jack Frost. Alright. Ah, good. Alright, we'll be here when you get back, Flame. Wood. Wood. We're stupid. Oh, we're gonna get double recruitment? 2 recruitments in a row. Brilliant. And one of them is Jack Frost. I'm happy about that. Jack Frost is always a good demon to have early on. Yeah, I have a lifestone. I don't care about them. Yeah. Got me a Jack Frost. Got me a Jack Frost. Got me a Jack Frost. Put Huapo back and summon Jack Frost. What are we looking at now? 12, 9, 11. Register. It's always Earth this. A Raichu wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. I'll have to keep that in mind. No, I'm not laughing at all. That sounds concerning. Hey, can't open that. Kill him. Yeah, sure. And gun them again. I really feel like an enemy like that is probably going to be strong against Dark. Oh, that's nasty. Ah. Progress is progress. Progress should not be taken for granted until we hit a save point. There we go, there's a save point. I feel better now. Thank you, Clem. Look, Clem, a sexy woman. You don't have any Chaos Line demons right now. It's a battle suit. Excellent. Thank you. Secret passageways. Liam, I think I've successfully recruited my first sexy woman demon. Well. Yes. Yep. Excellent. Lilym. What did that say Lilym was weak to? Ice. So definitely worth keeping Jack Frost in the party for a minute. But I got the demon source from Ubu. So let's remove that and summon Lilym. Zeo is a good idea to generally have as well. Broaden us up a little bit. We're also still close to that save point, so let's back this up. Yeah, that's better. Try talking to the harpy. It's stylish. Very good. That's right. Motivation. I mean, I don't know how you get that idea when I'm out here in the field directly talking to demons. Well, I guess we're gonna figure out what these are. Operator. Okay, so that's gonna be a one-way door. That's also a door. Can't. New stream, who dit? Hmm. How you doing, Chance? Excellent. Have a sound alert.
If he's so smart, how come he's dead?
Very important words to live by. This man, this mecha-chrono, has a special power. I'm quite enjoying this game. I don't know if anybody in chat is enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it, and that's the point of the stream. What about this? Yeah, people forget about this because she's not overtly sexual. Sexual? You usually think of, like, Lily, Succubus, depending on the game, Lamia, Lilith herself, perhaps. Incubus, Mara, Loki. Loki's classic design, not the design that appeared in Persona 3. Are you ready? Where the fuck am I? That's right. They called Yggdrasil their mother tree, didn't they? And now they're referring to it as a he? It is I, mecha-chrono.
I can't watch this! Hey everybody, I can't watch this!
Let's do this. power to control time. I woke up. Doesn't look still. Well, I did a good job. And I was fully healed. Prevents poison, raises HP. No reason not to. You're not ready for that right now, but your kids are gonna love it. Hello. Yeah, that's it. Do what? Papa Tengu. Yeah, probably. Alright. This is going to take me right back to that damage tile. Walking down. Making my way downtown. Alright, I'm going to try talking to you ladies again, and if you don't do as I say, I will shoot you. As is my God-given right as an American. Research. Want to research why your titties don't have any nipples. Alright, well, you're not in America. This game isn't in America, this game's in Antarctica. Alright, well. Gotta shoot back. Here's hoping Bird is weak to electricity. Oh no. Playing by America. Because it starts with L, just like Albania. Did you know Albania belongs to America? It does now. Ba 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 ba. Wonderful. Yeah, go ahead, change that. Ooh. Playing this on actual DS is really cool as well. Like, playing through this has been, like, a real thing of, like, man, remember how cool the DS was? Hello. Alright, be that way. Shit. Why do I think it is America? Oh, because it's set in Alaska. But Alaska isn't American. It's Russia. Shoot them. Shocking. Alaska. Okay, so weak to electricity, great. I don't have any neutral line demons that use electricity. Also, worth remembering, this is one of the SMT games where if your main character dies, that's a game over. Azumi. That's not a name I recognize. A Pikachu. Ew. Yeah. So, like, we've been going through this, and I've really been, like, thinking with the whole thing. It's kind of wild how this is, like, a modern classic SMT game. If you get what I mean. Because, like, this came out after Nocturne and the Digital Devil Saga duology. But, like, it's way closer to classic SMT than any of them. Excellent. I did it. I'm so good. Also, I was playing a little bit of Shin Megami Tensei If off stream. And you know what? That's a cool game. What if I talk to you? That's my friend with you. Take care of her, okay, dude? She's as awesome as she looks. I was really hoping I'd get something out of that. Yeah. I also went back and dabbled a little bit with PS1 SMT1. And it was like, you know, the 3D graphics for the dungeon designs actually really good. Like, I like the first-person dungeon crawling, but having it in 3D rather than like the classic 2D style, like classic 2D rendering disguised as three-dimensional mazes. Like, having it actually 3D is really nice. You get some really smooth scrolling out of it. And it's neat. Well, in SMT, the way I've always kind of justified it is like the demons that are with you are essentially contracted. If you go down, there's nothing in the contract that says they need to help you. Like, they're not your friends. They are allies of convenience and essentially bribery. I think in certain SMT games, it doesn't make as much sense, the ones where you have other people with you. Like in SMT4, you almost always have someone with you who is, like, ostensibly a person who is an ally. Oh, I'm going through damage tiles either way. So it's a little weirder in stuff like that. I think it does make generally the most sense in Nocturne. Because you are, like, entirely alone in that. Pretty much, yeah. Like, you've got people whose it's in their best interest to keep you alive, and they don't bother with anything. Excellent. You are right, especially in regards to the Persona games. Though the weird thing with that, like, there's a reason for it in Persona 3. It's a bit of a spoiler, but there is a reason for it in Persona 3. It's not a thing in Persona 1 or Persona 2. And then it is a thing again in Persona 4. Like, it's not a thing in Persona 1, in Persona 2 Innocent Sin, or Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. It is a thing in Persona 3, but there's story reasons why that is. But then it's a thing again in Persona 4. And there isn't a story reason for that one. I'm back, bitches. Distress signal. One of the research team? Alright. Rescue mission.
No! No!
Hmm. Any step is a step forward. As long as it isn't a follow mission, there are no such things in this. Favorable, you say? Alright, immediately save. How long was it since the last save? Was that an hour? Like an hour? One day it'll tackle Ico. I played Ico for like 20 minutes once and didn't really do much with it. I feel like it's one of those games that's like more arty than anything else, and I don't know, like being in the headspace for it, for that kind of thing's difficult for me. I like trying weird artsy stuff. I like trying weird stuff. Artsy is different. But you could always see about picking up the PS3 HD collection with Shadow of the Colossus. So the question we have to ask here is, like, if whoever sent this distress signal is still alive, they're most likely being held. And why is that? Why are they not just being killed? Why are they being imprisoned? Excellent. I do have it. I have the HD collection on PS3. I could emulate the PS2 version. I also have the Shadow of the Colossus remake on PS4. But I feel like Shadow of the Colossus as a game being remade on better hardware kind of removes a lot of the point of it. I feel like the big appeal of Shadow of the Colossus, a lot of the appeal of Shadow of the Colossus was that it was achieved on PS2 hardware. Going to heal. It's like, it's one thing to play an HD remaster of it, I think it's a different thing to play a remake of it. Yeah. Alright, what do you got for me? Hey, Mr. Solitaire Man. It is currently the evening, and in the evening, we stream RPGs. You do have the collection. Excellent. Gate search. Cool. $3770. How you doing, Miss Solitaire Man? Madam? Find hidden doors. Right. Welcome back, Clint. Hello. What do we got? New sword. Slicer knife. Yeah, this probably is worth getting. And new gun. Alabaster. A shotgun that can fire wind. Caloric's what I currently have. Yeah, let's get this. Slicer knife as opposed to the stabber knife or the chopper knife. Fun fact. When I played Dragon Age Inquisition, let me check if Ninja's lurking real quick. Ninja isn't lurking. We can talk about Dragon Age. When I played Dragon Age Inquisition, I did one instance of crafting, and I was playing as a rogue, so I made dual knives. And I called one Stabby and the other Slicer. Dark Vest. Strong against fire and electricity, but weak against ice. Null's Curse. Weak against electricity. I'll go with this now. It's not a knife. This is a knife. That's not a knife, that's a spoon. Ah! I see you've played Knife and Spoonie before. Alright, you guys are just saying the same thing. Alright, we have an ad coming up, so we're gonna save and then we'll run this ad. And then we'll be back to test out the gate search.
Catch you fuckers at a bad time?
You don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Move fast, baby, don't be slow. Step aside, reload, time to go. I can't seem to control this rage that's inside me.
Thank you, Glenn. Unlike some people. No, as far as the ads go, having manual control of the ads, I think is better because it disables pre-roll ads. Yeah, it disables pre-roll ads, so like you can watch the stream, and like you can come into the stream and immediately be watching the stream, which I think is really nice. As opposed to like when you go into another stream and it's like, hey, watch these 30 seconds of ads before you can watch the stream. And it's like, you don't want to watch 30 seconds of ads to get to the stream. And then also, like, Twitch will just spring ads on you whenever it feels like after that. Whereas with this setup, it's like, okay, ads every hour, and then no ads. No pre-rolls, no surprise ads. Good. What did Twitch do to you the other day, Clem? So show me on this doll where Twitch touched you. Nah, no quests. No side quests. "30 seconds in that roll." Yeah, it's shit. Nelson was saying recently that he did get pre-roll ads when he came in this stream, which was odd. Could have been Simon, maybe. Let's go back to Antlia for a second. Well, this was nice. Bootes. Was it Melly? Well, I found a hidden door. It wasn't Melly. Was it legendary streamer Foxhound Cat? If it was Sabrina Carpenter, Clem would not have stopped talking about it. Who's laughing, Norris? Go to sickbay, Norris. Something seems strange about Krim and Norris. Really? Does it? Angeline, yeah. Also happens to be gorgeous. Klim only watches gorgeous streamers and me. Yeah, if Clem started telling me over and over again about how Sabrina Carpenter talked to him, I would have muted him. gun. Leo. Mabofu. So I separate myself from her. Lives in a distant land. Angeline's not the Scottish one, is she? Or the Irish one? Yeah, I feel like openly flirting with a streamer can be a really weird thing. Oh, cool. Oh, a non-she. Turkish roots. Am I thinking of Melly then? Just the third wheel when that happens. Super awkward and cringe, and not in a good cringe way. You're right. It's a very...
Live in ignorance and purchase your happiness when blood and sweat is the real cost. Thinking ceases, the truth is lost.
cringe way. Melody's Scottish. Alright. No, I want you to increase the flirting with me. No. Ignore chat. Flirt heavier with me. I want everybody in chat to compete to see how hard they can flirt with me. Roman Norris is standing in front of me. Roman Norris is that character who's like, hey, you're watching this anime about this group of people. It's like you're watching an anime about a high school class. And then in this week's episode, this character who we assure you has always been a part of this class, but has just never been shown before, is now going to be the focus of this episode. You've known him the whole time. Like, have we? No, you are Clemenes. Search for Norris. Gonna die number 4. Like, it really is the thing, isn't it? It's like, what's a good example? Like, all I'm thinking of is, like, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Why am I trying to think of, like, high school anime, and all I'm thinking of is Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they basically never spent time in high school outside of the first... Like, the whole first area of the manga. Like, they never spent time in high school in the anime. Listen, Chance, Season 0 is bad, and you need to accept that. I don't know. All I'm thinking of now is My Monster Secret, which was a good manga. It got an anime adaptation, but the anime did not adapt the whole thing. It was one of those that was like a single 12-episode adaptation, which is a real shame because I really enjoyed the manga. But it felt like every time they introduced characters there, they would like recur. Anyway, let's go find Norris. Listen, Clemenez. Can't go crazy if all you want to do is relentless aggression. Well, I think we're going to lose Clem here. Yep, I think we're definitely going to lose Clem here. A new life, a new body. Gun. But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community. Oh, those are damage tiles. Welcome to Mitra's Palace. Note the seductive silhouettes. How dare you, Clem? Damage tiles in a game like SMT5 feels difficult to pull off, I think. Like, in these first-person dungeon crawlers where each movement is a square, a damage tile is a set thing. Like, you move in, you move off that tile. And it's like one tick of damage. If you're going to do it in something with, like, freer movement, like SMT5, it's going to work a little differently. Nocturne, I'm pretty sure, did. I can't remember if Digital Devil Saga did. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. But there's also, I think there's also a thing you've got to remember of, SMT5 is also coming from a position where they're trying to be friendlier, I think, than the classic SMT games. I do not appreciate 2 ticks of Terrakaja. Goblin. Like, this game is not trying to be your friend. The more I think about this, the more I'm kind of amazed that this is the game that got me into Shin Megami Tensei, like, properly. All the main characters being adults, yes. I've heard this was developed very specifically with an international audience in mind, which is probably why the entire cast are adults, and it doesn't take place in Tokyo. And you're a soldier. Although, as far as I'm aware, it's not the only Shin Megami Tensei game to not have you as teenagers. Digital Devil Saga would technically count. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment is a party primarily of adults. That might be it. Special Fusion. Hi, Pixie. I have to be level 19. Universal, international, relatable thing. Being an adult soldier not in Tokyo. Two words that stuck out to me there are universal soldier. Can you believe they made different artwork for High Pixie in this? From, like, her pre-existing artwork, and they gave her nipples? Rate you down for memories. We need to be level 19 for that, though. That will give us time to, get the sources off Lily and Harpy. But yeah, no, High Pixie, special fusions, generally, well worth it. Strong against 3 elements, weak to nothing. Well, she looks less butch here. Definitely looks less butch than she did in Nocturne. I feel like at some point I'll get a sub-app that will negate damage tiles. As that Judy Alvarez, but you know what? You're right. It's not the nips, no. I think it's specifically where the face is drawn. It looks like a different artwork. Magaru. Yeah, softer designed face, definitely. They've got to have high magic defense there. Get rid of you. Shit. Yeah, high magic defense. Vodyanik. Vodyanik. Level 13. If I want to fuse High Pixie, we need to be 19. This High Pixie will not be fused by minors. Let's save again. I'm not happy about all these empty spaces on my map, but I know that walking through these damage tiles has no benefit. Goblin. Gobbling these nuts. Gobbling my sack. Goblin does nuts. But this doesn't have nuts. Stop doing Terrakaja. It's rude. Hey, Naga. How you doing? Not too bad, and we did just save, so we can run out a little risky for a minute. And then we can go upstairs. The elevator is inoperational. Don't know what demons might be packing. I mean, you're right, but you probably shouldn't say it. You ever see something where I can't remember what it was. There was like a cartoon at some point, or a live action. There was some sort of comedy bit where one guy's trying to convince another guy that it wouldn't be gay to have sex with a woman with balls. And it's like not a dick and balls, like a vagina and balls. And then he draws it to demonstrate, and it's like, I don't remember what that was. And it was such a weird thing. Like, what a weird hill to die on. Like, hey, if I had a vagina on balls. Weird that you're sharing this with me. Let's kill demons. You know what it was? I know what it was now. It was the whitest kid you know. Because of course it was the whitest kid you know. Why would it not have been the whitest kid you know? Of course it was that group. Yeah, of course it was the whitest kid you know, right? Like, thank goodness. Stop attacking Jack Frost. But no, you're right. Like what you like. Don't try and justify it. And don't seek my approval. Like, my approval should not matter. You want to have sex with a chick with balls, you have sex with a chick with balls. I don't want to know about it, because I don't want to know about your sex. Don't tell me that you're having sex. I do not care. Take the long road. Well, chat history is still there. I know you do, Clem, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm like, good job, buddy, so you'll stop telling me about it. But hey, good work, Clem. I give you the validation and do not ask for more. Man, you know, I want to go back to having a party full of neutral line demons. Yeah, I don't care about your sex life. I don't care about anybody's sex life. I don't need to know. If you want to come up to me and like, hey, Mecha, I scored last night, it's like, good work. So can we talk about movies or something now? Good game. Hit the showers. Giving them a firm slap on the ass. But hey, Mecha, did you know last night I put my dick in a woman? It's like, good work. Yeah. I have a lady friend visiting. I'm going to put myself inside her. Good work. And if you say you're going to put yourself inside her, and then you scream Mortal Kombat, I assume you're going to reach your fist into her chest and pull out her heart. Finish her. Remember, a woman's favourite Mortal Kombat character is Reptile. Because of that tongue. And also because these women don't play Mortal Kombat and don't realise that Reptile has acid spit. True, I've never met a woman who has played Mortal Kombat. No, my ex didn't play Mortal Kombat. We played Soul Calibur, we didn't play Mortal Kombat. Women love Soul Calibur. Do you like Soul Calibur? You might be a woman. And if you had to be a woman to like Soul Calibur, I would probably identify as a woman, because Soul Calibur is really fucking good. Like, if you haven't played the first Soul Calibur for Dreamcast, like, you're missing out. It is... I still... Like, Soul Calibur 2 is arguably a better game than Soul Calibur, but, like, Soul Calibur 1 on Dreamcast is, like, the perfect fighting game. I identify as Soul Edge Lord. That means we have to fight. I identify as Soul Calibur. The plot twist is that we're both evil. Yeah, I think that's a twist in Soul Calibur 4 it comes out in. That Soul... Like, we know prior to that Soul Calibur is essentially a shard of Soul Edge, or a piece of Soul Edge. But it's presumed to be, like, a good equivalent, like a good alternative to Soul Edge. And Soul Calibur 4 reveals that, no, it isn't. It's just a different kind of evil sword. Yeah, it comes up in one of the endings, I forget which one. The last one I played was 6. Which, like, 6 is really good. I wish I was spending more time playing Soul Calibur 6. Because, like, it's a lot better than you think it'll be. Like, I played Soul Calibur 6, and I was like, you know... Of the two Namco fighting games, Tekken and Soul Calibur, I've always been more of a Tekken guy. But, like, I really did not vibe with Tekken 7. But I really vibe with Soul Calibur 6. I probably played the most of Soul Calibur 3. I do enjoy Soul Calibur 3. I think the crazy thing with Soul Calibur 3, though, is the arcade version came out after the PS2 version. So the arcade version is an improvement. Excellent. Let's get Harpy out of the party, then. Yeah, let's get Fire back on there. I've never seen the arcade version of 3. The only reason I even know an arcade version of 3 exists is because there's been a dedicated fan effort to add the arcade improvements to the PS2 version through ROM hacking. Because, like, after Soul Calibur 1, I don't think I've ever seen a Soul Calibur in the arcade. I've seen Tekkens. I remember seeing Tekken 7 in the arcade. I didn't play it because they had Tekken Tag Tournament there, and I was like, yeah, that's my jam. Tekken Tag Tournament, that's my jam. Can you do better than modified Tekken 3? Yes, you can. Tekken 5. But Tekken Tag Tournament is like still right up there. Man. I wish I could go to the arcade more and just generally enjoy it, but I don't have the attention span for it anymore, which is embarrassing. Because like there's an arcade, there's like a multi-story arcade place, not a huge distance from me. It's like East driving distance. And there's like 3 floors of arcade games. And they're all on free play. You just pay for access. And it's great. They've got loads of good stuff. I think the bottom floor is like modern stuff. Is it? No, the bottom floor is like the big stuff. With like cabinets you have to get inside and stuff. Then the second floor is like a bunch of the modern stuff. Like modern to like mid-2000s-ish. And then the top floor is like early 2000s to 70s. Yeah, they have DDR there. Nobody expects me to move like I do with DDR. Yeah. $3 or more per play. I'm surprised there are still arcades that do that rather than being like, okay, it's pay for entry and then free play. Which is what this place I'm talking about does. And they got some cool stuff there. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that. Like, what did I play there? I played the X-Men arcade game, which was cool because they had the 6-player version with like the dual panoramic screen. The Simpsons arcade game. Again, like the 4-player version where each controller is a different character rather than choosing your character. Sunset Riders I played there. Point Blank, the original Time Crisis. Fucking love Time Crisis. A VR rail shooter Godzilla game? Are you playing as Godzilla rail shooting your atomic breath? Yeah, come visit sometime, Chance. We'll go to the arcade. We'll book a day. It'll be fun. They have all 4 Mortal Kombats. You're playing as a jet trying to take down kaiju. Lame. Playing as the kaiju is cool. Yeah, they have all 4 Mortal Kombats. Because I don't think Deadly Alliance and Beyond got arcade releases. Sunset Riders, the original Donkey Kong, they have Popeye there. They have Root Beer Tapper which I wanted to try last time I was there, but there was always somebody on it. Burger Time. Like, some of the absolute classic stuff. The only House of the Dead I remember them having... No, they had House of the Dead 2 last time I went. I remember that. And it's like, House of the Dead 2 is great. Love House of the Dead 2. But in the arcade, I would rather play House of the Dead 3 because it has shotgun controllers. And I love the shotgun controllers on House of the Dead 3. Yeah, House of the Dead 3, the gun controllers are shotguns, because the characters you play have shotguns. So, like, you shoot, and then to reload, you pump the shotgun, and it's cool. And when I play it, because it's a shotgun, I have the habit of, like, shooting and pumping, which is unnecessary, because you get, like, 6 shots and then pump. House of the Dead 4 tried to do something that was interesting, but wasn't as interesting. The guns are Uzis, which, conceptually cool, not as cool as shotguns. I don't like that attack. I don't like that at all. Really would like my agility to be higher. Well, you see, here's the fun thing with this chance. This is one of those rare SMT games where you don't place your own stats. So your stat growth is partially random and partially based on a personality test you take at the beginning of the game. So where is it? There you go. My Demonica's key growth area is strength. The questions I answered, because we did... I had a little bit of fun with Clem when we started this. I let Clem answer the personality test, and then I answered the personality test. And Clem got physical support, which means Clem's primary growth area would be vitality. Which, not a bad thing in a game where if your character dies, game over. Mine was strength. Because, like, you look at that, and you should be able to tell from looking at that I have not placed these stats myself. Because why would luck be my second highest stat? It wouldn't be, it would be speed. Like, speed would be my second highest stat. Like, speed or vitality would be my second highest stat. Agility would not be my lowest stat. Listen, if I kill them before they can kill me, then I'll live. Did you miss the part where agility is my lowest stat? And luck is my highest stat. Second highest. My luck is at 15. I would have speed. No, I would have vitality as my second highest and speed as my third highest. Or vitality and speed would be combined. Luck would be my lowest. Because luck is going to determine critical hits, is going to determine ailments, like ailment resistance, and I don't trust that. I don't trust any of that. I would never fall over because I'm a chank. A tree branch would fall in front of me and then I would punch it. And it would break because my strength is so high. Come on, Clem, read a book. I'd miss because I'm so unlucky. Would I? You know what I think would be the funny build to make in Dark Souls, especially Dark Souls 1, the funny build to go with would be resistance. Like, every time you get a level, put it into resistance. For those of you who haven't played Dark Souls 1, the joke in that is that resistance is a worthless stat in Dark Souls 1. It determines your resistance to ailments, to poison, to curse, to toxin. But every point you put in raises that resistance by, raises your resistance to it by such a small amount that it is a wasted stat. Thank you. Okay. So I've got Lilim's Demon Source now. Let's see what I can get from fusing her. Try and get myself a party of neutrals again. I can get a level 7 goblin, which I think is not great. So, Chance, here's something for you that I don't think you were here for when we saw it last time. Strange Journey is a Shin Megami Tensei game that doesn't have Zan as an element. It has Garu instead. If I combine you with Knocker to make Goblin, it's an odd one. Yeah, Panda. I'm not happy with any of this. Of all things, why would you inherit needle rot? Garbage. Like, inherit something useful. Yeah, we'll go with that. We have an ad coming up. And clearly somebody didn't do their job. That's damaged tiles. This was not damaged tiles. Excellent. Okay. We have an ad coming up, so we're going to have to run the ad. But we'll run the ad, and then when we come back, we'll continue exploring the palace.
Look at those monsters!
Yes. Reasonable. And we're back. Boy, that was a good time to start the ad, wasn't it? Listen, you little shit. Look around. They can't move. So that on the wall is clearly a person in a demonica without the helmet. That's with the helmet. So. I recognize that pose. It's Zelenin. Boy, it's a good thing that we got gate search before we came in here, isn't it? Yeah, you think that, but they didn't take away my sword, or my gun, or my demons. Listen, you're hysterical. Understand, it's been a rough time for you. But things on the outside are different than you think they are. Well, I guess we're on our own. What if I go this way? That's right. No demons would help us. If Clemena's offered to give them great pleasure. Why would we not just fight that guy? Alright, let's see what else we got. Yeah, so presumably these guys on the walls here are crew members who were tortured to death. I'm going out again. This is stupid. You're really not helpful, Zelenin. I thought you were supposed to be a scientist. How do you think they decide which ones to leave the helmets on? Okay. Okay. I mean, if you want to survive, it's the best thing. Well, then you'll die. Damn miniatures. I don't know what that means. Of course I'm right. I'm the main character. Should I make a Pinterest joke? I don't use Pinterest.
Who said that? Which one of y'all dead motherfuckers just said that shit? Was it you, String Bean? You skinny ass looking motherfucker? Turn around and say it again. Turn around and say it again.
So we have Clemenes. Who are we going to assign the role of Zelenin to? There. Here. I can try it, punk. Man, if I had my way, I wouldn't have been tied up. Ripped his legs off and beat him with it. Oh, that's concerning. Alright, let's meet this Mitra guy. don't expect them to operate under Fey rules. Through your mum. How did humans come to rule Earth? We evolved. No. I do not understand. Understand this and just slap me through your dick. Recruit me, you say? Mm-hmm. Really, recruit me like the dead guys that you've got. Both. That got nasty. And the trouble if we go back in, there's no guarantee we can deal with them, given how easily they were able to subdue us. Yeah, I was busy doing work, Jimenez. Might have heard of it. No, it is a scripted sequence. The way it's set up, we climb up a few floors, then we're captured, unavoidable sequence, we're put in the prison, and then we're taken out of the prison to meet the leader, and then, when we go for the proper thing, we'll climb the entire palace. There's no option to actually fight Mitra there. I mean, die on your feet or die on your knees? Which do you prefer? Oh, of course it's going to be me. I am the main character. Yeah, that's the problem, like... I wasn't able to see the demon that captured me. Need to do something about it. Might as well save. Experimentation. How we tick, probably. Just have to hope everything goes according to plan. What's the plan? Hope everything goes according to plan. What's the plan, Chance? Hit them harder than they hit us. Excellent. This is why I have a gun. I'll use the one thing they don't have. My gun. Yeah, what do we got? Accessories. You know, this sounds like a good idea. Shoot them before they learn how to use a gun and shoot us. So this sounds like a good idea. But given that it's only a boost of 2, like, I don't think it's worth it. Alright. Cool. Could you give me a grenade launcher? Do we have any RPGs on board? He answers the fray. I'd like to explode them. Alright. You know, I think I will go back to Sector Antlia and see what's going on with them. Look at the size of this guy compared to... I'm playing one right now. You're right, I'll throw my copy of Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey at them. Oh boy, here we go. Ready for a puzzle? We're going to play a simple game. It's called Don't Count to 30. Need me to explain the rules? Once the rules have explained, you'll recognize this game. I hate it. In this game, you and I advance a count back and forth. You can add up to 3 to the tally, but you always have to add at least 1. Whoever reaches 30 loses. So, the best way I've always figured for these things is to work out, like, go backwards. So, like, what number do you not want to end up on? So, like, you don't want to end up on 26. Because if you end up on 26 or higher, then they can say 27, 28, or 29. And then push you to 30. And so with that, we don't want to end up on 26, which means we work backwards from there. I just love how they're playing the battle theme for this. And then we've lost. You see what I mean? Because I say 26, he can say 27, 28, 29. So, like I say, the real trick to this is always working backwards. Hey, Teak. So, you don't want to end up on 26. So, they're going to try and push you to 26, so you don't want to end up on 25, 24, or 23, 22. So you want to have 21, I think. There you go, he's won. He's now won. Pushes us to 26. There you go. How you doing, Teak? Because if you try 27, he'll say 28 and 29. You say 28, he'll say 29. So you don't want to end up on 26. And for that sake, you don't want to end up on 21, because if you end up on 21, he can push you to 26. Or you do want 21, and then you can be on 25, push him to 26. See, now he gets to 21. Now, regardless of these, he'll take 26, which means we need 16? Like I say, you work backwards from 30 to where you need to be. If you hit specific numbers and you recognize what those numbers are, you can force him into the specific position the same way he's been forcing you. (21, 16, 11? Not 16, it's 17 I needed. I miscounted. Fuck. And then he'll take 21. And then regardless of what I take, he can take 25. Which pushes me to 26. And then there you go. So it's not 16, it's 17. (26, 21, 17, 13, 9, you are right. So the concept itself is simple. You just need to obtain a specific number and then you have control. And as long as you hold that control and are where you can have it, then you're good. And by starting with 2, he's now pushed himself into 9, Teak. No matter what we pick here, he'll get himself to 9. And then to 13. 17. 21. 26. So you need control from the off. Him letting you go first means you have the ability to take it from him. But if whoever goes first knows exactly how to rig the game, then they can always win. And then he can't stop us from taking 9. And then he can't stop us from taking 13. And he can't stop us from taking 17. Now he can't stop us taking 21. He can't stop us from taking 25. And now he can't stop us from taking 29. So it's a rigged game from the start, if you know how to rig it. And it's just about working backwards from the beginning, like from the end to the beginning, to work out exactly where you need to start. Alright, let's go to Antlia then, and see what they're doing there. Yeah, pretty much. Once you figure out the specifics of where you're beginning from, okay, so he can always force me to 30 if he has 26. Work back from there, figure out, he can force me, like, where can he force me to 26 from? Where can he force me, bam, 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 and just work the way back. And so if he went first himself, you would never win. But it seems more complicated than it really is. I really do want some higher level demons. What are we on? Level 14. High Pix is going to require me to be 19. I could recruit Principality now. Demons here aren't going to give me any experience worth having. Fatigue, how is Dragon Quest XI going? I assume you're playing 11S. Questing right along. Excellent. Going nicely. Well, if I bought it for you, it should be 11S. I wouldn't buy you the original when S exists. Are you playing in 3D or 2D mode? I don't know how I feel about that. I've still not even started 11. I have it on PC and Switch, and I've not started it at all. I do still want to do 8 at some point this year. Alright, let's go. I wonder if that might not make the game a little too easy. Like, I remember when Persona 4 Golden introduced the ability for Risei to regenerate health and SP for the party, and it didn't cost anything, it just happened, and like it completely neuters the all the difficulty. I feel like MP management has kind of always been like one of the deciding factors of a lot of JRPGs. Reason to be here. Go away. Yeah. Big part of the reason why I want to stream Persona 4 before Persona 4 Golden. I don't know, it depends on how a game handles it. Like with Persona 4, I always took MP management to be the specific point where I would leave the dungeon. Like, go until I run out of MP on my SP on my healers. And MP management in Final Fantasy V is like the main reason why I set everybody up as monk first, so they can do barehanded damage. So mages aren't just entirely relying on MP. This is the problem with remakes and stuff like that. You can't just let something be of its time. Yep. Yeah, I'll do it. It's like with Persona 3 Reload, like... Yeah, there's not really a definitive way to experience the original Persona 3, because FES has its own problems, and, like, quality of life features that are lacking that Portable adds in, but Portable is missing stuff from FES and such. But, like, recognize it as a game from its time. Sorry, lady. I ride alone. Gone. That's big damage. She's weak to fire. Yeah, change to add stuff, yeah. I've been seeing a bunch of stuff of like, oh yeah, they're going to be changing something with Yosuke, and I assume that's going to be potentially adding the scrapped romance possibility that was supposedly in the coding of the original game. And it's like, yeah, add that, it's fine. Like, add new stuff, don't take away. Don't change. Let things be of their time. Is big damage. Why did everybody miss? Well. Also, I've just noticed that she's level 31. We are less than half that. Yeah, it's like, you want to change some of the problematic stuff in Persona 4? Cool, how about you change how the girls are all just like... all inconsiderate bitches a lot of the time? Because, like, there's a lot of points in Persona 4 where the girls are insufferable. And it's like, hey, remember the bathhouse scene in Persona 3? And how there was merit to it and it meant something to the story and character growth? What if we did that again, but it didn't have any character growth or relevance to the story and existed just so the girls can shout at the guys when the girls were in the wrong? What about that time Chie pushes Yosuke off a cliff? Like, you think about Persona 5 and how you end up kind of really getting sick of Morgana always chewing out Ryuji. And it's like, you know what? That was Chie with Yosuke in Persona 4. And like, yeah, Yosuke is kind of an idiot. But did he deserve all of it? Will that be changed? No. Will not. Guarantee it. This is probably going to be a wash. You know what the problematic stuff is probably going to be? It's probably going to be the depictions of kanji in Naruto. Yeah, I think, like, look at the one set of movies. Kanji's definitely confirmed changed, which is a mistake, because Kanji, like, the way Kanji's character is approached is honestly fairly nuanced and well written. And, like, you could argue, oh, but the way Yosuke reacts to him, like, again, Yosuke is supposed to be an idiot. Like, you talk about, like, art being changed, movies being censored and changed. Like, you look at the one big example of a movie being changed in some way like that, Star Wars. And how I think generally it is accepted that almost every change that was made to the original trilogy since its original release has been for the worse. I can't believe the level of that demon was so much harder, so much higher. I don't think Jawa's being able to blink or not being able to blink is really all that big of a difference. I go into this with a set of demons that can all do fire. Yeah, basically. Like, the removal of any sort of critical thinking for the sake of not offending anybody. Like, it's like I always say, the worst thing a piece of media can do is bore you, not engage you in any way. Offending you is still engagement. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing the term unalive. It's why you will never hear me say it without describing how stupid of an idea it is. Die. Death. Killing. Suicide. Murder. And the way that whole thing exists for advertiser friendliness. And it's like, I really don't want that to become a commonly accepted part of the lexicon, simply because advertiser friendliness. Well, there's a murder of crows, and then there's murders of people. Murder, manslaughter, death, killing, rape, pillage, butcher. Yeah, avoiding difficult subjects is a problem. Life doesn't get to be that easy. Well, again, like, in terms of the word unalive, it's specifically about not losing advertising revenue. Which itself is ridiculous. It's like the whole thing on YouTube, you can't swear within, I think, like the first minute, the first 2 minutes or so, maybe the first 5 minutes of a YouTube video, or it's automatically demonetized. It's like, what the fuck is that nonsense? Pretty much. It's like, you know what avoiding all that stuff means? You never face it, you never grow. It continues to trigger you. There we go. Something. So summon Pixie and summon whatever that is. And then we have 3 party members with fire. And it's not great. But I put this on. And then I can do fire damage myself. So all the party members can do fire. Let's see how this goes this time. No. The damage we're getting out of the demon co-ops, not good enough. Because the demons I've got that can do the fire damage, the levels aren't high enough to do any big damage. And it's not even because they're low level, it's because this enemy is just such a high level. A lot of experience for that. Like, every now and then, I make a miracle happen. But that should not have worked. Good God. Mecha-chrono. Alright. Let's go back. And then I think we'll wrap up stream. I think it is time to get rid of Pixie. Oh no. Well, it could have been worse. Weak to physical and gun, though. That's not good. That thing's hideous. I want that. We can get Sudama now. Gonna inherit Dia. We'll give it Bufu as well. What level is this? 21. Hathor and Sudama. Ideally, you want a party that is like a full party that is the same alignment as you. Practically, that's not going to always happen. So you'll need to take that hit every now and then. The enemies here are not going to give much experience of worth. So might as well return. And I guess we end on a positive note. With Lorelei defeated like that. That was impressive of me.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I'm very good. Honestly, I went into that battle and I saw the damage and I was like, we ain't doing this. We got lucky. If she'd hit the main character one more time, that would have been it. If she'd hit any of the others, it would have been it. The fact that she targeted Jack Frost and Jack Frost survived that hit saved the entire run. But yeah, that is it for today. Strange Journey continues. And hopefully you guys are seeing why this game pulled me into the series. Maybe not yet, I don't know. But I think like I've always been pretty candid about like the story is what really pulled me in. And then like going from this into Digital Devil Saga was a little trickier because Digital Devil Saga starts with an interesting story and then is hands off for like 15 hours. So you've really got to learn to truly just appreciate the dungeon crawling. Like the strength of the story is what really pulled me into this. And I think like the regular updates and the conversations with characters and as that evolves was always what made this game strong for me. And the gameplay just followed around that. And I learned to enjoy the gameplay around that. And now I enjoy dungeon crawlers. And this is Shin Megami Tensei. And going through this, like, I think you can get a good idea of like what a lot of classic SMT is like when we finally go back and do that properly. I'm still really disappointed that Shin Megami Tensei 1 on PS1 just kept crashing. Yeah, it's really kind of crazy with Digital Devil Saga because it opens with that really interesting hook of like, okay, gang warfare in what seems to be a desolate wasteland, and then you're all suddenly becoming demons and eating each other, and you go through Harley's gang, the Vanguard, I think it was, try and figure that out. And then they give you no answers, and after that, it all just stops, so you can focus on continuing the gang war, which was the less interesting part of that story. Which, like, I'm not saying Digital Devil Saga's got a bad story, because it doesn't. I feel like it's not necessarily a mistake, because it pushes you into appreciating the characters more. and how they deal with their situation and the new thing around it. I think what might have balanced that a little better is like maybe more time at the start before you become demons. I think that's like maybe the only thing I would have changed in that regard, so you can appreciate the characters growing and learning their new situation themselves. Because there's also the thing of like, I think it kind of takes you a little while to appreciate that the characters are emotionless as well. And I think if you had more time with the characters becoming demons, you would recognize that a little more. I would never hate on Digital Devil Saga. Digital Devil Saga is a great game. I enjoyed the fuck out of Digital Devil Saga when I streamed it. And I will go back and finish that New Game Plus run so we can take a shot at the Demi Fiend. Maybe I should play Digital Devil Saga on my own time, on a fresh file. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everyone in chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Clem, Spunk, Mr. Solitary Man, Chance, Panda. Thanks so much for joining me in King Company. Chat is always the best part of the stream. What is it, Teak? Yeah, the whole Demi Fiend thing, like. Collectively, you are the best part of the stream. Come in on a day when nobody else is in chat, Seek, and you will be solely the best part of the stream. But right now, you're part of a collective. You are the Borg. Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw the Lucifer fight in Devil Survivor, Chance. Like that was also like a really brutal bonus boss that I did not beat. Seek is 5 of 6. Because like Devil Survivor is a turn-based tactical game, and you've got the field map and everything. Lucifer can hit anywhere on that field map. Doesn't move. Can hit anywhere on that field map. And it's been so long since I've looked at it and gone through it. There's a specific point, I think like phase 2, where Lucifer starts casting, I think, Megiddo, and it hits every party at once, every character at once, and every turn it increases in power. So you're on a time limit at that point. It's a nasty boss fight. And like it's one of those that can only be done on New Game Plus. And I took a shot at it, and it's not for me. But I've been very candid. RPG super bosses are generally not for me, anyway. Something like more active, absolutely. I will not back down from that challenge. It's like, hey, remember when I did Bloodstained and killed the super boss and the DLC super boss? That was great. That was exhilarating. I love doing that. I was like, remember when I streamed Dark Souls 3 and killed every boss? Like, I won't back down from those challenges. I hate JRPG super bosses because they're always gimmicks. I hate dealing with that. Like when we did Ruby Weapon during one of the FF7 streams I've done, one of the several playthroughs of Final Fantasy VII I've streamed. And it's just like, it's like 10-15 minutes of just summoning Knights of the Round and then taking a break to summon Hades and then summoning Knights of the Round again and again. And it's not fun or interesting. I don't remember what the super boss of this is. I remember the final boss is an absolute bastard. Like, the final boss of this game is one of the hardest. Well, with Ultimate, with Ruby Weapon, you've got to be careful, because if you use Hades to stop it, but if stop wears off between castings of Knights of the Round, counts as with Ultima. Specifically counts as Knights of the Round with Ultima. But yeah, when we get to the final boss of this, like, look forward to that. This is not an easy game. It's going to get harder. And I think the final boss of this game is still considered one of the hardest bosses in the series. But with that said, that is pretty much it. We will be back eventually. Monday, I think. Yeah, look forward to it. Like, if you can't be here for the streams, check out the VODs every now and then, see where we're at, or play it yourself. Have a bit of fun with it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. We have to go before the ad starts. So there's not really much else to say except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.